Hi, everybody. You remember last week I was bullied, I was intimidated, I was chased from my corner. So this week, this is called the Revenge of the Titans.
There's no revenge. You have armrest, I have armrest. There's no revenge. What you're just saying is that you are not flexible. That's what you're trying to say, that you wanted to sit there by force. That was my first time of sitting in that corner.
And you enjoyed it?
Very much.
The anointing.
It was comfortable.
See
There was
you.
no anointing there.
See you.
Uh-huh.
And you are making fun of me about crossing leg.
Yeah, try and cross your leg. You remember that in this season of my husband's life, his thing is crossing his leg. Because there was a time when he could not. So now, cross your legs.
No, this table is obstructing. I would have
We can
crossed-
just move it forward.
I don't want. I would have crossed my leg.
No,
Are
no.
you saying that I've put on weight? Those days I couldn't cross my leg because it was a...
So just show us that now you're good.
No, but I crossed my leg last week, Taiwo.
Last time you crossed your leg was last week. All right, go on.
Why are you picking on me like this?
They're just two of us.
So there's nobody else to pick.
We're just talking. Say what you were going to say. Uh-huh.
Anyway, guys, please do me a favor. Share. Like, follow, share. Put notifications, so you will know when we are having the shows. But share it, because I realize that if we have super homes, we will have strong institutions, and we will have a strong nation. So that's why I want everybody just share and share.
Stronger nation.
Yes, and invite people
Stronger nation.
to be part of this family. Now, we had at the Street University, and Street University is something I want to encourage all of you to register. All the details are going to be put in a comment below. Okay? I want you to register. But at our class, in the course of the week, one of our lecturers, we call them content developers, Professor Dr. Joanne Mutua, and she's a communication expert, and she took us in a very, very serious session on communication. She said communication. What is your problem?
We know what you're trying to say. Communication. You were talking about how I was saying kush.
No, that one you said kuchin.
I know I said it twice.
You said it
because I watched
kuchin.
the video. I was like,
You said
how was I
kuchin.
saying that? Yeah,
You said
I
kuchin.
noticed.
So
now it's your turn.
she said that communication is the backbone of life. She said you communicate to express, not to impress. But the one she talked about that I said we need to talk about this within the context of family. She said, and I'm a good student, I took notes. She said, listening is voluntary. Listening, that means you choose to listen. Listening requires conscious effort. Hearing is automatic, and that it's so important. She said hearing is passive, listening is active, and listening is two-way. And when she said that, I found it so incredibly powerful, because a lot of couples, when they talk, they are not listening to each other.
That reminds me of something. Usually when I don't want to commit, maybe someone is talking, particularly with the children, if they're saying, maybe they're asking for something, when they were young and they would be asking for something, I would always say, yeah, I hear you. I hear you meant, I hear what you said.
Yeah, but you've done it to me too. Why are you saying it to the
Just
children?
wait. Okay, so it's when I say I hear you, what I'm saying is, I have heard, but I'm not committing to any action. For example, where you are concerned, if my husband will start sharing some amazing new idea with me, I know I'm talking about personalities, and he was saying that I'm like a turtle. So I listen and I'm weighing it. So he wants me to give a response. All I can say is, I hear you.
But in that case, you are hearing.
Yes.
You are listening.
I've listened. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of times when I say I hear you, that's my way of saying that's the best I can give you right now. I cannot commit any further.
Yeah, but in that case, you will go and process it. But what Doc was teaching us was that you are there, you are hearing, but you are not there. Okay? And she now taught us something else that, and I say this is so true within families, that a lot of times people listen not to understand, but they listen to reply. So as you are talking, one is processing.
What am I going to say?
What am I going to say? What am I going to say? You know, and that causes a lot of wahala, doesn't it?
So there has been no communication, or the communication is not effective. You know, paying attention. Actually, that's the truth. Paying attention, for me, I think, is a crucial part of listening. So obviously, if you're talking to me, I remember when we first got married, my husband had a major problem with when we would talk, because he'd be talking to me and I'm saying yeah, and I'm watching TV.
Who does that?
So of course, in that situation, I was not listening.
Please, my sisters, if you are like that, men cannot stand that. The truth is this: a man, and it goes both ways. If you are talking, you have accused me of you are talking and I'm on my phone. You know,
it's interesting that when we're the ones who are trying to get something across, we want full attention. We want the other person to put everything down and listen to us. It's interesting that we may not always respond that particular way when the tables are turned. So in those days, you would always, and I see the truth is I wasn't even aware that I was doing it. So every time you were talking to me, I'm nodding my head, but I'm looking. So I was only hearing you. You understand?
You're not listening.
And then you began to point out that, I don't like it when I'm talking to you and you do this. And so I would turn away from TV and face you and listen to what you were saying, so I could have input. Sometimes you would say, what did I say? Sometimes I do that to you as well. Just to prove that not only did you hear me, you listened, Because if we don't communicate effectively, then it means that there are things I want to say or that I said that you missed. I remember years ago, I was talking to a particular, was actually a man of God that we knew. He wanted to find out something that happened. And when I was talking to him, the man fell asleep. And that's when I realized that, gosh, he's not even listening, so, but, okay, that was just, by the way, example. But it does happen where we have switched off.
And that is very dangerous within the context of the family. I think one of the things that has helped us is the fact that we are able, if I don't like something or you don't like something, we are able to bring it up immediately.
And having spent enough time together, I can actually say this. I can tell from my husband's tone if what he wants to say is going to require my full attention. So once he starts saying, I've been thinking everything, I drop everything, I'm like, yeah. So if he now says, if he gets a phone call, I just wait. I'm like saying, I go back to and I say, you said you were thinking, what were you talking about? He says, no, I said you said, and I now remind him, you began by saying, I was thinking that, and then the phone rang. Because now I know, I have learned that whatever it was important. And I think the same applies to me. There's a way that...
Whenever Taiwo says, there is something I've been thinking, but it's not serious. It's not. Hey! When she says it is not serious, you better drop everything you are doing and listen. Because those are the most serious ones.
So basically, we have learned how to listen to each other. And I've also learned, I guess we can call it non-verbal communication, where if you say something, or if you say, there's something I want us to pray about, or you say, not even pray, if you say there's something, I was thinking of this, I can just tell it requires my attention. And so what that has done is that we communicate very well. I wouldn't say 100%, I wouldn't say we're perfect in that area, but I'll say that we have paid enough attention to each other to know, pay attention, this is serious,
As we wrap this up, I remember something, one day I was watching an interview on TV, and the press secretary to the late President Moi, Lin Jiru, was being interviewed. He said something that was so profound. I wrote it, and because me, I learned from even the news, even anything I learned. It was so powerful, and I'm thinking, I hope people got this. He said, I never communicated what the president said. I communicated what he meant. It was so powerful.
So that means he had spent time enough with him
to understand
yeah.
that he said this, but this is what he meant. And when I saw that within the context of the home, I realized that if somebody can study his boss to such a level, how much more the person you live with. So it's going to take, it doesn't just drop on your laps. It's going to take a conscious effort, and part of that effort is by saying, you know what, maybe you need to sit down with your spouse. You need to sit down and say, okay, what are the things I do that you don't like? Now, when you have created that safe space, you'll be amazed at the things that will come out.
Yeah, when the person feels comfortable enough to say what is on their mind.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways. There are men who feel that their wives don't pay attention to them. And unfortunately, and I'm not excusing, sometimes there's somebody outside who pays more attention to what he's saying than the one in the house.
The one that even gets me angry, Taiwo, which we talked about in the meeting with Pastor yesterday, is you have a woman in church. Okay, now I'm going to step on toes. You have a woman in church, and she's all around her pastor. Yes, pastor. Pastor has to eat. Pastor, have you eaten? Is there drink for pastor? You do that. Meanwhile, if your husband knows that you are doing that in church, he will say it's not you, because you have never shown that kind of honor to the man. Why do you think that is so?
I remember that Pastor Tony was saying something about people believing that if they treat their pastor this particular way, it will earn them the benevolence of God. So you will go above and beyond. We'll never do that at home. I think it's so important to pay attention to each other. And when we hear that marriage, I've had people say that a good marriage will prolong your life. A good marriage prolongs your life because you are both committed to certain things. I pay attention. I respect you. I do my best to let you know that I'm listening. I have your back. Those things go a long way. So, for example, if my husband, I know we do it very well for our children, for those who are married who have children. We can tell when our children are not comfortable. We can tell when they're not feeling so well. Why can we tell as mothers? Because we pay attention. So if I notice that my husband is not, if I notice that he looks uncomfortable, I ask what's wrong. I don't ask like, I ask, he knows, and I know how to ask him to get the response I want. Earlier on today, I noted something in my daughter, and I noted that, I told her something about eating properly. But I noted it because I've been watching her. Now, the same way that you care for your children, you are like, so-and-so did not eat it. So-and-so is a bit low today. So-and-so is not talking today. You know that because you paid attention. In the exact same way we should do for each other. Amen. As human beings, as couples, a man likes it when his wife pays attention. Same goes for the wife. So don't be that person who is like, after all, did you notice anything I did? Me too, I will ignore him. We don't do tit for tat in marriage.
Ooh, that's so powerful.
It doesn't work. Because sometimes, by the way, he may not be talking because of what he's going through that's having difficulty getting across to you. So sometimes we misread signals. I guess, we misread. So I guess we must sit down and pay attention.
So I think
each other.
The bottom line is pay attention to each other to a level where you will always be able to discern the intent, regardless of what really has come. It's the intent. What is he trying to communicate? I think that's important. What's your parting shot?
Is that we should pay attention. The more attention you pay, the more things you will notice. There may be things that may be difficult to even see, and not bad things. Maybe perfect example in this COVID-19 era that we're in. a man may find it hard to communicate to his wife his fears and concerns going forward. I may lose my job, the business is not doing well, how will we handle so and so and so? So communicating might be more of not letting him know what all the needs are, but letting him, listening to him and showing empathy, you know, and let him know that maybe all you're saying is, you don't worry, I'm praying, God is going to take us through. That will reduce his blood pressure more.
And sometimes,
you know?
and we've been there, and I think we'll wrap up on. I've been there where there's so much pressure. As a guy, you know the needs. Okay? The last thing I want at that point is for my wife to come and remind me of the needs. I know we have to pay this. I know we have to pay this. You know, but don't come and remind me. I can't forget. So paying attention and understanding your spouse, you know, that could be one of the ways you help. You know when to talk. You know how to talk. You know when not to talk. And you know what to say. I think that's very important. What are your shout outs for today? Then I'll give my parting shot.
The shout outs today, Olarike Oshundino Akintoye.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
sis, for being with us.
Jenga Kamami, Susan Shus Wanjiku, Omonumi Sipe Akuruli, and Rita Shikdima.
Guys, thank you. If my wife murdered your name, forgive her. Okay. Remember communication. Look at the intent.
Yes. Yes. Look at the intent. Yeah.
Just look at the intent. You know. So just forgive her. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. You don't know, and there are so many of you. You know, people who are writing to us and saying, "This is my first time here."
Yes.
You don't know how grateful we are and how happy we are. So please share it. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Our weekly programs, we have the Street University on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The links will be in the comments below. All right, for the Tuesday and Thursday classes. And then, you know, please get involved. On Sunday, we'll have the Sunday Common Sense here on Facebook, but the Street University is on Zoom, so we'll put the links there. Follow us on our social media handles, and let's build super homes together.
Yes.
My parting shot is this. You know, Taiwo kept saying, pay attention. And my parting shot is this. You cannot be so broke that you cannot pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay? Is that cool?
Yeah, that's a good.
Is that a cool one?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
All right, guys.
You can't be so broke.
You can't be so broke, you can't pay attention. So just pay attention. All right? And you get to know each other better. God bless you guys. Keep winning.
Yeah.
Thank you.